This next deck is White Weenie, or as I like to call it, GG, because it is one of my more competitive decks, because it is just totally unfun to play against, which is why I don't play it that often. As you see, tons of planes in the mana base, except for the forest secluded steep. Now let's get to the first drop. Tons of things you can do on turn 1. Suntail Hawk, which I believe to be one of the most effective White Weenie cards for budget players like myself. It is so good that I in fact am not running a playset, I am running a playset plus. And Lantern Kami fits that gap just perfectly. So turn 1 I have 8 1/1 flyers available to me, possibly in the grip. And a lot of times I will see at least 1, maybe 2, sometimes 3 of them in the grip. Same is true for Savannah Lions on turn 1. It is just so good that I had to get even more. Complete playset of Savannah Lions and Elite Vanguard ensure either a threat on the ground or a threat in the air. Both are good. And coincidentally, both good late game. Late game should not last past turn 5 or 6 though, because it doesn't have a good end game plan. The last one drop you can play is Bone Splitter, which acts just like Savannah Lions or Elite Vanguard on turn 1, especially if you throw it on a flyer. Turn 2, we start to get access to more equipment in the form of Mask of Memory, not Skull Clamp, and Volshok Morningstar, not Umezawa's Jet. Trust me, it would be Jets if I had them. But the Volshok Morningstar is a good replacement for the time being and keeps the deck kind of casual when it comes to playing cards, at least. We also have our turn 2 guy, Leonin Sky Hunter. 2 for a 2/2 flyer is never a bad thing, as long as you're not being screwed in any way for it. And it just costs you 1 card. Mask of Memory helps with the card drawback. Turn 3 gets a little interesting in the form of Blinding Light. Tap all non-white creatures. So if you just need to get in for that final point of damage, the extra 6 or so that you need to get in, you can just swing in the air for maybe 1 or 3, and next turn, tap it down. Of course, it could get countered, but I'd rather have this get countered than my guy get killed or bounced or taken over. The oddball victory condition is a triple Jinxed Choker. It has won me so many games, it's not even funny anymore. It was at first, but not anymore. The mana base could use some mana Excel to help with the choker strategy a little bit, but I haven't figured out anything in white that produces more than 1 white mana without a significant drawback. Otherwise, it does pretty well by itself. It has backfired on me quite a few times, but more wins than losses when I play. And you're saying, where's the removal effect? Well, the removal is Kurtar's Wrath, soon to be Haloed Burial, as soon as I can afford them now. I should have bought them when they're like a quarter each, and now they're like 6 or 10 bucks each, I guess. Never reached threshold, so I never get the tokens. It's just an overpriced Wrath of God for me. So Haloed Burial or Day of Judgment, if they get cheap enough, will definitely replace those. The deck is not so much casual as it is competitive, but it runs out of gas real fast, and any player worth his salt will be able to tell you that this thing will not last past turn 5 or 6 without some instant or sorcery that says something other than tap all non-white creatures. But it's a pretty good build for a budget deck, and it definitely gets opponents mad when they keep losing consistently to it, thanks to the 1/1 flyers on turn 1. Like I said, you throw in some Umezawa's Jits to replace the Morning Stars. Mask of Memory can be taken out at that point, and maybe throw in something like Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, or whatever your preferred card is for that spot. Bone Splitter can also come out, but I love it too much to take out. Definitely Jinx Choker staying in because it's one of my Timmy cards.